Hello, hello, and welcome to Arkadium's Daily Crossword Live. I am so excited to be back with you all, solving a new crossword puzzle. Got all my friends already saying hey on TikTok. AJ and Jilly and Tess and Scav and Rand are all here saying hey. AJ is excited for the weekend. I can relate to that. And we got Ledition on Twitch, and I'm sure more to join soon. We got Gil saying good morning. Blake is here, excited to see everybody. AJ saying, let's crush it again today. I agree, AJ. I think we're going to do well on today's crossword. We are going to solve today's LA Times crossword. So it's a Thursday puzzle in terms of difficulty. Remember, the LA Times don't give us titles. It is by Sean Zybarth, not exactly sure how to pronounce that last name. So we'll have to figure out the theme as we go on our own. Okay, should we just dive in? One across. I don't see any guesses yet on one across. Best effort. But I suppose that is what we're going to give today. Scav says, I don't know. When Scav says, I don't know, it's usually a sign that we need to move on. But Tess and Rand are both giving good guesses. A+? Yeah, I guess A+ could be a best effort. Rand saying ideal? That makes sense. Kate T is here on YouTube. Hello, Kate. Do you like crossword puzzles? And, Gil is saying tried. Yeah, I guess like if you tried, you gave your best effort. Ledition on Twitch is also saying A game, which I think makes a lot of sense. But we have too many good guesses, I think, to decide on one, so maybe we check one down. Foot part. Okay, that's awfully vague. I feel like there are a lot of foot parts. I can already think of like heel, sole. What else? Any four-letter foot parts that we could think of? Efon is here and sent a heart. Thank you, Efon. AJ saying, is this that Gil? No, we've covered this already. Shania, one of our regular viewers, doxed my father once, who is named Gil and watches the stream sometimes. But there is a different Gil who is in chat. Definitely not my dad. Just so not the same Gil, AJ. Okay. Things are starting to come together because Jilly and Amy and Eric Smith are all saying arch. Yeah, that looks good. So arch for the foot part of your foot that curves like an arch, and then that works nicely with A game. I suppose it still could be A+, but A game feels a little better for this clue, don't you think? Yeah, arch A game. That's what Blake likes. Chilla is, or Chillax? Yeah, Chillax. Is saying toes, which makes sense, except there tends to be agreement in number for the clue and the answer. So this clue is singular, so the answer is going to be singular, like arch. If it were foot parts, it could be toes. I hope that makes sense, Chillax. Gil from Michigan. Yes, my dad is not from Michigan, so totally different Gils. Hindu teacher at 2 down. Okay, this is actually looking good with the G as well, so I think we're in good shape here. I wasn't 100% on A game until just now. Yeah, Sarah Jane and Lucinda and Rand are all giving me this answer. And Blake all saying guru, which I think is a good answer for this. Natalie is here. Hello, Natalie. Also giving guru. All right. Looking smooth so far. Tess says A game was a nice shout from Ledition. I agree. Yeah, Ledition on Twitch is getting some due props from TikTok. Where are we here? North Blank Sea, Central Asian Lake. Aha. This is an interesting place for anyone who knows their geography. Seems several people do. AJ and Blake and Jilly all get. Jessica's here saying good morning. And Warthog all giving me Aral. Yeah, the Aral Sea is a darling of crossword puzzles because it's all comprised of common letters and it's short and it's got 2 A's. But it's an interesting place because I think this used to be like a massive lake in Uzbekistan, and now it has shrunk dramatically in the last few decades. So you can look on, at satellite images of the Aral Sea, 60 years ago versus now, and it's remarkable how much it has shrunk. All right, where are we? Like much of central Illinois. Okay. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Maddie Marlis is here saying rural, and Natalie agrees. And Sarah Jane, great. I like that answer. Rural, like much of central Illinois, definitely. And Diana Navarrete is back saying rural. Okay, Utah's state animal. Aha. I wouldn't have known this if this were all blanks, but with two letters in place, I can only think of one animal that completes this. Let's see. No, Charlie says, I just sat through another live of someone solving this crossword, so I can't join today. Charlie, who are you watching? You're cheating on us. I thought you were faithful to Arkadium's Daily Crossword Live. Who is solving the LA Times crosswords on TikTok? I must know. You can still stick around for the vibes, Charlie, as long as you don't spoil. We got Lily in chat, and Diana. Tess is like, Charlie, what have you done? And 215 Mo says, hi, my first time here. Well, welcome, Mo. I hope you like crossword puzzles. That's what we're all about here. It's a group solve, so if you see a clue and think you know the answer, pop it into chat, and I'll be collecting everybody's input. And we stream every day, Mo, so if you think you might want to see this again, following us is a great way to keep in touch. We stream every day at noon Eastern time. Hong Kong neighbor. Greg says, FYI, the Utah state bird is the California gull. Okay, well, that seems paradoxical because Utah and California are different states. Charlie says, I didn't realize he was doing the LA Times. Ah, AJ is offended too. Gasp, ouch, Charlie, that really hurts. Given the Charlie bit my finger reference, I love it. Oh, man. It's pretty funny. All right, see you tomorrow, Charlie. And Mo just followed us. Okay, let's get back on track. I think, okay, so someone named Delia, I think, is saying Malta, which is a place. It's not looking great with the crosses, and I'm not sure Malta is next to Hong Kong. So I think Jean is onto something with Macau, which is a city in Hong Kong. Although we got two spellings in chat. Tess is saying it's with a U, and Jean is saying it's with an O. It could be Jean. Apologies. Delia says, I'm terrible. No, you're not terrible. I think... Okay. Malta is in the Mediterranean, says Greg, yeah. So I think it is Macau. Can't remember what the spelling is, but there seems to be some convergence on an O here, so we'll check that in a second. Although now Crockpocket is saying it's a U. So not sure which one it's going to be. But Macau, I think, is a big gambling city. It's kind of like the Las Vegas of China. I've never been to China. All right, our first themer of the day, most likely, 17 across. Turn that frown upside down. It's in quotes. So we're looking for some kind of colloquial phrase that means turn that frown upside down. Efon says it used to be spelled with a U and now it's with an O. That's interesting. That's very strange. Floss is here saying hello. Ah, okay, we got two good guesses in chat. Amy Gal is saying crack a joke. And other people, Maddie Marlis and Tiffany, are saying crack a smile. George is here. The cool guy is back. Welcome back, George. Just in time. Crack a smile. Let's try this one. Turn that frown upside down. Yeah, that I think that means the same thing. By the way, we never looked at this clue. Luau performance is hula. Good. Let's check 24 down just to settle what this letter is going to be. Immediately following. Not certain what that's going to be. Immediately following. Okay, Jean confirms Jean is the right pronunciation for your username. And what else are we talking about? Maddie Marlis is saying tails. Delia is saying over. EW is saying on it. Maybe we don't know. Yeah, and Vedart is back on YouTube and also wants a U. Okay, maybe this wasn't as easy as I hoped. Should we just abandon this section or keep working on it? Let's finish this. Therapist's mage, which I'm guessing is short for major. Okay, so we're asking what would a therapist major in college? And since major is abbreviated, we expect the answer to be abbreviated as well. Yeah, I like what Maddie and Lucinda and Floss are all saying. Yeah, I think a therapist, and Larry Locke and Sarah Jane all saying, and Delia all saying psy, like short for psychology. I think that makes sense. Therapists typically study psychology. And Art NP is here, also saying sigh. So I think I saw a guess. Yeah, AJ saying upon. Not an easy clue for upon, but immediately following. Like upon A happening, B happens. Does that make sense? So it was a U on Macau after all. Yeah, Bryston says that last word would be upon, right? I think so. I think with the P, this is looking promising. We'll check the 18 down just for good measure. Very long time. Okay. Very long time. We actually get this word a lot with a slightly different spelling. Yeah, Gene and Jenny Jelly and Art NP and EW and Kate Paul all saying Eon. Is this the British spelling? Can any of the resident Brits in chat confirm this? Because I know I would always spell this just EON, but occasionally you get it with this A at the front, and it means the same thing as far as I know. Yeah, Gene is saying British spelling. And Mikkel is here, also saying Eon. So everything's working out here. Floss says, yeah, British spelling, okay. Medium ability. Oh, Jessica given me the, what are those called? Hourglass emojis to indicate eons. Very nice. Jessica's emoji game is always on fire. Okay, what are we saying? Medium ability. Aha, very clever. Jenny Jelly and Lucinda and EW all saying ESP. Ah, like that kind of medium. A medium is someone who, can speak to the dead or something. Clark is back. Yeah, Delia, ESP. Not the first thing you think of when you think of the word medium. Let's check 6 down. And Crystal is on YouTube, also given ESP. Okay, I love when we're in agreement. General Aviation Company owned by Textron. All right, I don't know what Textron is, but I suppose I can think of an aviation company that fits here. Yeah, extrasensory perception. F-on spells out what ESP stands for exactly. It's like telepathy or mind reading or telekinesis when you can move things with your mind. I think all that stuff counts as ESP, right? We got EJ with a watermelon emoji in their name saying Cessna. I think that's right. Cessna is a brand of small airplanes. Yeah, Jessica very appropriately giving me the airplane emojis. So I think that works. It works with the letters we have. I didn't know that it was owned by Textron, but I don't think you need to know that to get the answer. Lava blank. Aha. Very good. Jessica, are there emojis of this? This would make a good emoji. Lava blank. Yeah, Proud Mary is here. And Jean and Kate Paul and Delia all giving me lamp. Yeah, lava lamp. I love a lava lamp. Why were those only a thing in like the 60s and 70s? Do people still have lava lamps? They're fun. No lava lamp emoji? Wow, that's a major oversight at Emoji Incorporated. They need to fix that. Delia says you would make a great teacher. That's a really nice thing to say. Thank you. I have done a little bit of teaching in my life, but not teacher. Maker of talk to the hand, press on nails. Okay. Scav says I had a lava lamp as a kid, but was too scared to leave it on overnight because I thought it would start a fire. That is understandable. Yeah, Proud Mary saying fire hazard. Oh, bummer. Okay. Weren't they dangerous? Apparently everyone knows that lava lamps are really dangerous. I didn't know that. Ooh, Tess is very creative, giving me a volcano with a light bulb emoji. Making a little Rebus lava lamp. Very nice, Tess. Okay, meanwhile, and Jessica had the same idea, and Jean, okay. Great minds think alike. Sarah Jane and Floss and F-on are all giving me OPI, which is a nail polish brand, so it makes sense that they would also sell press-on nails. Talk to the Hand is a great name for press-on nails. I didn't know that, but OPI is definitely looks right to me. Tiffany says, my son has one in his room and they can get very warm. They're so mesmerizing, though. There's something inherently peaceful about a lava lamp, you know? Fools. Letition is on Twitch. Quick on this one, saying Claudes. Yeah. Clods and fools kind of mean the same thing. Lucinda and Maddie Marlis also knew that. Tess says, I want one now. Yeah, just be careful, Tess. It's a fire hazard, apparently. And April Garrity is back, also giving me clods. Very nice. This looks kind of like a strange letter combination. The Raven Writer, briefly. Okay, it actually works. The Raven is probably this person's most famous work. Delia says, bye, y'all. I'm going to read a dictionary. No, Delia, don't leave us. Don't leave us. Yeah, Sarah Jane and Kate Paul and Denise Freenan. Floss says, I was on Twitch for 2 days and Ledition was so quick. Yeah, Ledition is blazing fast. I don't know how Ledition does it. But everyone has given me E.A. Poe. Edgar Allan Poe definitely wrote The Raven, famous poem that ends with the word nevermore. Good. I think that's right. I think that is right. Oh, Scav is feeling threatened by Ledition because Scav is the resident speedster on TikTok. Maybe we need a head-to-head someday. Blues. Interesting. Gil says Poe is buried in Baltimore. Yeah, I think that sounds right. There's a lot. Poe lived in Baltimore for a long time. There's a lot of memorabilia there. Yeah, Amy Gal and Proud Mary and Larry Locke and Denise and Jillian Effon are all giving me doldrums. Nice word. I mean, not nice in meaning, but kind of a nice sounding word, you know? And the blues. I like that. Find appropriate. Find appropriate. Yeah, Clark coming in with doldrums as well. Nicely done. What do we like here? Okay, so Lucinda saying seemly, which is an interesting guess. Jean and Sarah Jane are saying see fit. Like if you find it appropriate, you see fit. As ST says, I would like to share MVP. I got it once. That's enough. Especially it was the first Saturday Stumper. I remember that, ST. Yeah, our first Saturday Stumper ever. You were MVP that day. So I don't mean to neglect you, but this show is all about group solving. So we're all in it together here. I like see fit. Jessica likes seemly. So we'll check the cross. DF looks weird. Notes equivalent to C sharps. Okay. It's actually not so weird. Yeah, seemly is an adjective. Floss and Scav are pointing out that seemly is an adjective. And so it actually doesn't really work with the clue. Yeah, I think EJ is right here. EJ and Clark and Effon and Sella all giving... Oh, actually, Sella giving me the sharp. It's not D sharp. D flats. Yeah, notes equivalent to C sharps are D flats. That's definitely right. Looks great. All right, let's go up here. Make amend. Make amend. I feel like this clue is kind of a wordplay on the phrase make amends. It sounds a lot like it, but that's not literally what we're talking about here. Yeah, Jessica and Jean and Clark and Tess are all saying so, which I think makes sense. David Dillon agrees. Let's check the W right away. Bree says apologize. Why? Oh, make amends is to apologize. Yeah. Fortunately, apologize is way more than 3 letters. Lazy Gym Rat says so. That username is an oxymoron. How can you be lazy and a gym rat? S. Khan is here saying woes are heartaches, and A. Sully agrees. I like that. I mean, again, I don't like it, but I think you know what I mean. Way out. Clark says, I can never beat that speedy Scav. Yeah, Scav has the quickest thumbs on TikTok. David Dillon and Solar Express and Kate Paul and EJ Watermelon all saying exit. I see. Way out, I was first reading it like far, way out there. But no, it's literally the way out, the exit. Looks good. Tess says, I'm just proud I got Wordle in 2 today. Those are always the best days. When you get Wordle in 2, it's funny. I almost feel better when I get Wordle in 2 than when I get it in 1. Because if I get it in 1, it's just pure luck, But if I get it in 2, I actually contributed to that success. So well done, Tess. Better guaranteed gadget brand. Okay. Better guaranteed gadget brand. Yeah, SCon and Tina and Efon all saying OXO, which is definitely a kitchen brand. We have OXO products in our kitchen. Scav asking, does anyone else really enjoy the new Pips? Yeah, I discovered it yesterday. I played yesterday's and today's. Pips is the new New York Times logic game, and I think it's really nice. I had fun with it. Whopper. Blake says, what's your Wordle starter? Mine is piano. Piano's a good one because it has a lot of vowels in it. I often go with something like raise, R-A-I-S-E. I like getting an S in there early just in case. Larry Locke and A. Sully and Jay Oakley all saying lie. Yeah, a whopper is another word for a lie. So I think that looks good. What do we have here? Green energy sources in some desert regions. Barbara McDowell on Facebook also got lie. Well done. Yeah, F1 says not a Burger King. Yeah, not the same kind of whopper. Male loves Pips. N-Dog says Pips is super fun. Yeah, it seems to be a hit. Tess says she changes her Wordle starter every day. Wow, that's bold. Solar Express opens with irate. I think I read sometime the best opening word in Wordle is, I want to say it's crane. I think statistically that is the best opener. A solar panel, very nice. Oh, green energy sources. Oh, what Scav is saying, panels. It has to be plural. Yeah, green energy sources. Oh, I thought solar panel was right also, but it doesn't actually work. So what's it going to be? Oh, Lucinda and EJ want solar cells. Nice. Yeah, that we can make plural and have it fit. Good correction. Earlier. Ooh, N-Dog says solar farms, which is also interesting. Green energy sources in some desert regions. It really could be solar farms. Swami Jim says cells. Escon says cells. Okay, maybe we'll keep farms in mind when we get to that section, okay? Yeah, but Gene and Jay Oakley are all saying, and Clark are saying prior, and Blake and David all saying prior for earlier. I think that makes sense. All right, I think it's time for our second themer of the day. We started with crack a smile, which I'm assuming is a theme answer. 30 across, get your head on straight. Okay. So it seems like all of the themers are going to be quotes at least. Turn that frown upside down, get your head on straight. Not exactly sure why yet. Gene and Clark prefer farms, so maybe let's just take this out for now while we look at 30 across. AJ says, I've been wrong so many times. Yeah, that's crosswords for you. And that's what's nice about solving as a big group. Because we do tend to... Errors don't last long with all these eyes on the grid, Oh my god, it's so weird that TikTok censors the word snap. But I think that Ledition and Amy are trying to... and ST are all trying to communicate snap out of it. Yeah, get your head on straight, snap out of it. I like that. So we've got a very colloquial theme today. Crack a smile, snap out of it. Still not exactly sure why these phrases, These LA Times often have a revealing entry that kind of explains the theme. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be yet. But they're pleasant enough phrases, so we carry forth. Sleep acronym. Sleep acronym. Why is Jessica writing cereal? I'm trying to understand that. Oh, Rice Krispies. Oh, we're talking Snap, Crackle, Pop? Is that what you're saying? Is it Snap, Crackle, Pop? It's a little weird because it is crackle. It's not crack. But, you're not wrong. There's something strange about that. Yeah, Fluff's saying maybe Pop Synonym of break, Lucinda says. Maybe it's something like that, yeah. Okay, but Kate Paul and Efon and Swami Jim are all giving me, and Solar Express, saying REM. Yeah, REM, rapid eye movement, is when you dream in your sleep. Oh, and Snap Out of It works very nicely with Solar Farms, so congrats to whoever got that one when we had cells in place. Solar Farms is an interesting entry as well. Great. We're cruising. Like a lasso. Like a lasso. Yeah, I think the observation that these opening words are kind of mean to break or something, I think that is going to mean something. It can't be a coincidence, right? But I don't quite see the serial thing because it should be crackle. We got Roa and Lucky and Big A and TR all saying looped. Like a lasso. Yeah, looped. That looks good. Excellent. 37 across. Peel. Peel. Yeah, Scav giving me the cowboy emoji. Very appropriate. Is there no lasso emoji? Peel. 4 letters, starting with a PA. Yeah, Barbara McDowell on Facebook also got looped. Very nice. Ace Sully and Lucky and Clark are all saying to pair. Yeah. Yeah, those are pretty much synonyms. Roa likes part, though. Paula prefers pair. I think I prefer pair as well. We'll check that down. On edge. Jeremiah's here. What's up? What's up, Jeremiah? Okay, on edge. Yeah. Yeah, Chad is in swift agreement about this one. Kate and Clark and Lucky and Sarah Jane and Ledition and Miel all saying tense. It's gotta be. Timeline units. Okay, interesting. Jeremiah says, need to feed my brain. Well, you came to the right place. That's what we do here. And by the way, Jeremiah, if you are new, we stream every single day, just to let you know. So anytime your brain is feeling hungry, come to us, noon Eastern time. We're always solving a crossword here. Yeah, something is weird, isn't it? And Jeremiah just followed us. Thank you. Welcome to the club. Yeah. Wow, we were all in unanimous agreement about tense, and it turned out to be wrong. Testy. Aha. Because we need the S for timeline units being eras. Okay, this actually works. Wow, tense looks so perfect. Letter-shaped beam. Nobody guessed testy on first go, right? And Lance followed us. Thank you, Lance. What do we have? Letter-shaped beam. Warthog says, I'm a little testy. Why? Why? No reason to be on edge. We're all having a good time. We got E-Dog and N-Dog in chat. And E-Dog is saying, I-Rail. Yeah, if you do enough crosswords, you learn there are a lot of letter-shaped beams. They love these things. An I-Rail is literally a big beam of steel that the cross-section looks like a capital I. And what do we have? Sly as a fox works well. And fess up to, people are saying, yeah, Jillian, Kate Paul. And Ledition all saying admit to fess up. All right. Looking good. Should we check? Let's go 27 across. Let's go 27 across. Word with shell or shore. Okay. AJ saying Rice Krispie literally fits at 61 across. Wow, Rice Krispie. Rice Krispies, how are they gonna... Is anyone else bothered by crack not being the same as crackle? Am I the only one who refuses to accept that this is a Rice Krispies theme? Jeff McFarland followed us. Thank you, Jeff. Jay Oakley and Bree and Barbara McDowell are all saying sea. Yeah, nice. Seashell and seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. Yeah, Amy, we're on the same wavelength. AJ says, I live in delusion, Jack. That is not true, AJ. But look, I hope you're right and it's a Rice Krispie theme. because I want you to get everything you want in life. Floss says, I don't think it's actually cereal. It would be fun, though. Yeah, it would be fun. I think 45 across is going to be very telling if it starts with pop or not. Right? We're actually very close to finding out. Rose shared the live. Thank you, Rose. Performed terribly. What do we think this is? Jean Ireland is saying stunk. Yeah. ST says, I want rice bubbles now. Yeah, these crosswords have a tendency to make me hungry. Texas is saying shabby, but I think shabby doesn't actually fit. It's spelled with two B's. Crock Pocket and Joel like stunk. And Barbara even gave me the skunk emoji with stunk. Very nice. Let's try stunk. And let's just check these crosses right away, because we're not 100% on this. Late. Late. What do we think here? Yeah. This is looking pretty good. Joel wants the K from stunk to be crispy treat. Like, we're really going hard on this Rice Krispie theme. I'm afraid that a lot of people are going to feel disappointed because I just do not believe in this crackle thing, unless the tagline is different in other places. But to me, it is definitely snap, crackle, pop. Okay, Mika Rose is saying timely, but that feels like the opposite of late, right? Timely is on time. I think Solar Express and Jeremiah are onto something with tardy, which is definitely a synonym of late. I like that. Okay, non-flower. Yeah, that tall chick is in chat saying tardy. What? Yeah, Letitia and Barbara know tardy. My other problem, by the way, with a Rice Krispie theme is that these have a natural order: snap, crackle, pop. Why would we flip them like this? Why would we put snap second? Crossword constructor wouldn't do that. You want to keep it in order. So I'm not a believer. I'm sorry, guys. Non-flower. Ah, okay. Yeah, people seem to know this, and it is not. So let's correct stunk to stank, which I think works just as well. Performed terribly, you stank. And S-Con and Efon are saying Ata, which is non-flower. I'm actually very relieved that this clue for this entry is relatively new in the crossword world. For the longest time, if you had ATTA in a grid, you were going to clue it as attaboy or attagirl. It would be like blank boy or blank girl, and it was like attaboy. And finally, we've got a fresh angle on this clue because it is a flower used to make non, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, Solar Express says stank would still work. So I'm not too worried about that change. What else? Yeah, Warthog saying maybe it's just onomatopoeia. Yeah. Could be. Like much 1980s fashion. Yeah, Sue Parlor and Lucky and that tall chick all saying neon. I'm picturing, bright yellow headbands. Tess says, thank God I missed the 80s. You're not a fan of the neon? Gene says 45 is kick the bucket. It's all hidden. All right, we really should check. Let's do this down first, and then we'll look at 45 across. All gone. All gone. Sierra liked the live. Thanks, Sierra. Okay, yeah, A. Sully and Clark and AJ and S. Khan and Sue Parlor all saying Eaton. Yeah, it's all gone. It's Eaton. I think that works. And Nitish is back on YouTube saying Eaton. Nice job. All right, it's time. We're all eager to see 45 across, so let's check it out. Get on that stage and wow the crowd. Aha. Get on that stage and wow the crowd. I think none of our guesses were correct. Joel followed us. Thank you, Joel. I see guesses in chat, but they're not working for me. Knock it out. Knock it out just is not this. Just doesn't have the same meaning. Knock. Wow, I'm actually surprised. I think I have a strong feeling about what this answer is, and Chad is disagreeing with me. Yeah, yeah, Texas. I agree with you, and Rand as well. Okay, I see. Maybe because the word is blocked on TikTok, but knock 'em dead. It fits nicely. It's a great entry. And that's what it means. Get on that stage and wow the crowd, knock 'em dead, right? It's got to be this. Am I think people were starting to converge. Yeah, I'm seeing the skull and crossbones emoji. Okay, so I think we're liking knock 'em dead. Barbara on Facebook likes it. Ledition on Twitch likes it, so we're happy. Knock 'em dead. So, okay, it's time to put the Rice Krispies theory to rest. Knock cannot have anything to do with Rice Krispies. Sorry for all the cereal fans in chat, but something else is going on. So, but knock does work with the snap crack thing. They are all onomatopoeia. I think Lucinda was the first one to point out they all kind of mean to break. So AJ is like, knock was the fourth Rice Krispie elf. All right, AJ, now you're living in delusion. Let's continue on this middle section. I'm guessing 61 across will explain it to us in some way. Tie everything together in a nice bow. That's what the revealer tends to do. Everyone is mourning the Rice Krispies theme, RIP Rice Krispie theme. Skylar Backup just followed us. Thank you, Skylar. 68 across for one. Okay, well, we have not seen 68 across. So it's either going to be poem or poet, right? So why don't we look at 31 down instead? Let's see. What do we think? Snooped around. Snooped around. Where are we? Sorry, catching up on chat a little bit because someone had an interesting suggestion, but I lost it in the flood of answers. So, Ace Sully and Jay Oakley and VNK and Savage Mama are all saying pride. Yeah, snooped around. I guess if you pry into someone's life, you're snooping. I think that works nicely. Pam on YouTube also said pride. Excellent. Let's check 39 across. I saw someone have a theory about the theme, which looked interesting to me, but it got buried in the comments, so apologies. Oh, Floss has to go. All right, see you, Floss. See you soon, I hope. Addresses timeline errors, perhaps. Okay. Oh, we got Crystal back on YouTube as well, also saying pride. Yeah, Sierra, exactly. Sierra saying all sounds being used in a sentence of advice. It's true, all of these are like advice. We're closing in on something here. Sue Parler and Paula and Jean Ireland are all saying edits. Yeah, addresses timeline errors. It's an awfully specific clue, but I suppose it works. Just like I was thinking multiverse and not timesheets with this one. Yeah, you have to correct your timeline errors. We're talking time travel multiverse. I guess you might have to edit in that scenario as well. Small coin. Small coin definitely looks like dime. Yeah, Blake and A Sully. Quick on that one. Short King got dime. Lucky has a really good guess for what the revealer is going to be. I hope you're right, Lucky. Yeah. Okay, so Lucky thinks that 61 across is going to be sound advice, which is a beautiful. Yeah, that it's a perfect bow. It has to be right because all of these are advice, and they all start with a sound. Crack, snap, knock are all sounds. Sound advice. Yeah, we were angling toward that the whole time, but you just put it so precisely. Well done. C'est la blank. Yeah, Dill and Marcy Flowers know this one. And Elliot, c'est la vie. That's life in French. Okay. 39 down, maybe? All right, AJ. AJ's losing it. AJ's got Rice Krispies in his eyes. Yeah, Pam on YouTube, New Say Levy, nicely done. Okay, with no exceptions. ST says cereal was a better theory. I don't think so. I don't know. I feel like chat is pranking me today. Everyone's on this Rice Krispie thing. Yeah, Jay Oakley likes sound advice. I like it too. Philharmonic is saying everyone, with no exceptions. Everyone. I think that looks very plausible. Blake says I have Rice Krispies in my pantry. All right, let's all enjoy some cereal after this. Maybe it's time we just look at 61 across. There's too much suspense. No, I take it back. Let's do this section first. Luke Skywalker's loyal droid. Ah, okay. I guess we already have the first name. Is it his first name? Not really. Louis Philippe del Castillo just followed us. Thank you. AJ's like, who told Jack about our 11:30 a.m. prank Jack chat? Yeah, it really feels like that. Everyone just going so hard on this Rice Krispies theme. April Garrity says R2D2. It's rare to see it all spelled out like that. Usually it's just with actual digits, you know? But it fits. Sarah says, I made some Rice Krispie treats last night. It's manifestation. Oh my. Now I feel like you were really robbed a theme. Yeah, Barbara McDowell on Facebook also writing out R2D2. Very interesting. Elliot just followed us. Thanks, Elliot. A brand of riding mowers. Oh, Blake says that's how it's spelled in the novels. Is that for real? I did not know that. Jay Oakley and Rand and Shania. Where you been, Shania? Says Deere. Yeah, Paige and Blake. Brand of riding mowers. Yeah, Deere. John Deere. Definitely. Wearer of tax shoes. Okay. This is kind of a gimme with all these letters in place. Debbie D is making me laugh. April confirms that that is how it's spelled in the books. Very surprising. All right, Bree Bree is giving me dancer. Scab says Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the best. Don't at me. Don't at me. So here comes the great cereal war. I gotta agree with you, Scab. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch is probably the best cereal. And Shania trying to squeeze Lucky Charms into this conversation is... It's not going to work on me. 2. April's Reese's Puffs are good. Yeah, everyone now sharing their favorite cereal. And N shared the live. But Sue Parlor is on the ball and saying overly. Kind of a very sparse clue for overly, but it does work. They do actually mean the same thing. Burrito option. Burrito option. Shania sharing the live with all her friends, which I love to see. Okay, so Ladishan and Tess are guessing hot. Amy and Sue are guessing cut. So I guess you could have... It's weird to say hot, though. Like, is there an alternative to a hot burrito? I guess spicy, is that the idea? And cut, I suppose it's an option to have your burrito cut. Both of these are kind of weird. Paige just followed us. Thank you so much, Paige. I don't feel confident about this, so I'm moving on. Melissa of the Fighter. Uh-oh. So The Fighter was a boxing movie with Christian Bale and Mark Wahlberg. I don't think I ever saw it, and I don't think I know this person. Melissa? Oh, no. AJ says, wouldn't a cold burrito just be a wrap? Yeah. Does anyone know this person? I'm getting 2 guesses. Leo? Melissa Leo or Melissa Lou? Oh, boy. We might have to... Oops. Two uncertainties in a row is not good. Cheap Ticks option. Paige says Leo. Bree says Lou. So I don't know who to trust. Does anyone feel confident like they know this actress? No, Kim just Googled it. No Google. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Christopher says it's Leo. Shania says it's Leo. Luncharoni says it's Leo. Okay, we're doing Leo. We don't need Google. We can do this. Melissa Leo it is. Paige is 100% confident, and that's all I need. Cheap ticks option. Cheap ticks option. Oxenfull also agrees it's Leo. Luncharoni says we are Google. Exactly. Exactly. The hive mind of TikTok and YouTube and Twitch is Google. Who needs a search engine? Barrett says standing room only. Yeah, that is what SRO stands for. And I guess they would be cheaper tickets. So I think that's a good answer. Suddenly shift direction. Suddenly shift direction. Yeah, Lucky and Zoe Grace and Darren are all saying veer. Yeah, that is what veer means. I think that's very promising. Oxenfull agrees. And what do we have in our last cell? Parliament birds. Ah, I love this clue. Shania says, I have standing room only tickets for Lady Gaga. Really? That's awesome. That sounds very fun. Barrett and Zoe Grace and Darren and Kimberly are all saying owls. Yeah, a parliament of owls. That's the collective noun for owls. When you have a bunch of owls together, it's called a parliament of owls, which I think is beautiful. It's kind of like a murder of crows. Oh, yeah, and so after all, it was a wet burrito, which sounds disgusting. I'm sorry, but I think a wet burrito is really just when you cover it with sauce. But we... Nobody guessed wet. All right, now the time has come. I'm looking at 61 across. Let's put this to bed. Let's put this theme to bed. Words of wisdom. And what 17, 30, and 45 across could be called. Zoe Grace just followed us. Thank you, Zoe. Shania says, a wet burrito sounds treasonous. Yeah. Not as treasonous as saying Lucky Charms is your favorite cereal, though, Shania. Oh, Anna says I guessed wet, but it got buried. Sorry, Anna. Chat moves a little too quickly for me sometimes. And big kudos to whoever guessed this first. I'm already forgetting, man. Sound advice. It looks perfect. It works with the O and everyone. It ties a really neat bow on this theme. I like it a lot. Crack a smile, snap out of it, and knock them dead. It's all advice, and they all start with a sound, and sound advice is a phrase. It's good wordplay. I'm happy with it. Really like this theme. Very, very tidy. And McGarry, thanks for the heart. Oh, credit to Lucky. Yes, thank you. Everyone reminded me. Lucky gets full credit for spotting sound advice way back when. Plum, who was the WNBA All-Star Game MVP in 2022. Anyone know this? Let's see. Shania says, wow, I didn't know I'd be attacked for my love of Lucky Charms this morning. Thanks, Jack. Sorry, Shania. I shouldn't pick on you. Lucky Charms are tasty for 4-year-olds, but hey, I don't want to yuck your yum. Okay, anyone know Kelsey, Kimberly, and Paige, and Jean Ireland all saying Kelsey? Yeah, that looks nice. Kelsey Plum. Barbara McDowell likes it as well. SAT prep tutor Daniel likes it. Excellent. Come next. Come next. All right, we're in the home stretch here. We are getting there. I am eager for some confetti. Darren, Brim, Rand, and Paula all saying ensue. Yeah, to ensue just means to follow, to come next, literally. I think that's a great guess. What do we have at 62 down? Jenny Thompson's team. Ooh, probably more athletics, not my strongest category. Oh, but I think I get what this is. It took me a second to understand what they're going for here, but yeah, Blake and Paige and Paula and Shania. I feel like I need to mend my relationship with Shania after I've been picking on her all stream. USA, Jenny Thompson, so we're probably talking Olympics team. Or maybe soccer, as Scav points out, I'm not sure. 68 across. The Wild Swans at Cool writer. Aha. Anyone know this? Yeah, Rob Dawson. Very cultured. Yates. That does look right, indeed. Philharmonic and Page agreeing, and Jilly. Oh, and we did have a reference to this. I forgot. We had 68 across for one is a poet, and Yates is indeed a poet. Okay, that works. E.A. Poe is also a poet, though. Wonder why Poe didn't get the cross reference. Kimberly says, got nothing, can't Google. You will, everybody knows something about a different pocket of the world, so just wait for your moment, Kimberly. Letter-shaped fastener. Oh, we have a, yeah, I told you there are lots of letter-shaped fasteners and beams in crosswords. Anne McGrary, thanks for that gift. Efon and Shania and Larry and Amy and Lucky all saying T-nut. Yeah, I think that's that. It has those little wings on it, so it makes it easier to twist. Needlework on a sleeve for shorts. Okay, looking good. Ooh, Jessica gave me the teapot emoji, presumably for the letter T. I'm always having to solve Jessica's puzzles while solving the crossword puzzle. I like the extra challenge. Blake and Darren and Sue and Jean Ireland and Amy are all in agreement. EJ saying, and Pam on YouTube saying tat. Yeah, needlework on a sleeve. I guess needlework would be a tattoo. You tattoo people with the needle. Looks good. Side steps. Next to Baja's opposite. Okay. Baja means low in Spanish. So presumably this is going to be high in Spanish. Yeah. Anne and Philharmonic and Brie and Page all given me evades for side steps, which looks good. And Kimberly says alta. Yeah, alta means high. VL is a very strange letter combination, though. Ah, okay. YouTube journal. This actually works. I had a moment of panic where something seemed wrong, but YouTube journal, VL, it's probably the only VL word. Oh, Vlad. Amy said Vlad. Oh, I forgot about that. You're right. It's not, yeah, but Rob Dawson and Ace Sully and Blake and Jilly are all saying vlog, and Kimberly. See, Kimberly, you don't need Google. You just got the last, like, 3 answers. YouTube journal, yeah, vlog, for sure. And what's this? A scene to cause a scene, much ado. Great. All right, last corner of the puzzle. Let's make it count. Caves in. Caves in. What do we think? Oh no, Jessica gave me some puzzle. It disappeared too quickly, Jessica. Sorry. EJ and Kara Toast is here, and Crystal on YouTube both saying gives. Yeah, like to cave, on your principles or something. You give. I guess a bridge could also cave in and give in. Turkey neighbor. Sleeper Cell Girl followed us. Thank you, Sleeper Cell Girl. Turkey neighbor. All right, more geography. What do we like here? Yeah, there's some decent unanimity going on TikTok, and Crystal on YouTube agrees with Gil and user 71 and Paige, all saying Iran. which I think is probably right. Let's check 63 down. Genetic blueprint. Genetic blueprint. Yeah. Suparler and EJ all saying DNA. And what is that, Hawaii? Was that your username? Yeah, and Kimberly and Caratoast all saying DNA. That looks great. All right. Only a couple more answers here. Coastal inlets. Coastal inlets. What do we think? Enforcer HG is here, also giving me DNA. Coastal inlets. I feel like this is a very crosswordy word. I don't think this is a word that a lot of people use in their daily life. Maybe I'll also look at 58 down. Part of a plot. There's always a tricky bit here. Are we talking plot of a story or plot of land? Yeah, Paige and Jillian Darren all saying RIAs, which I do believe is correct, coastal inlets. And Enforcer HG and Philharmonic and Caratoast all saying acre. Yeah, so it was plot of land, probably, in this particular instance. All right, only one down left in the puzzle. Small treehouse. It's actually a very cute clue to end on. Let's check the crosses. Moves closer and selling point. Okay. All right, I think we're actually going to do this one. Elliot's giving me the last answer of the day. We got Debbie D. Yeah, everyone's coming together for this last one. A nest, which is a very cute clue for small treehouse. To move closer is to near, and a selling point is an asset. Arkadium Game says, proud of us. All right, Tess and Blake giving me the drum roll. Did we earn confetti today? Will we, or do we have an error we have to hunt down? Let's check. Yes, excellent. Excellent confetti. Angela E. showering me with gifts. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. That was fun. I like this theme. Sound advice, and well done to Lucky for cracking this theme, if you will. Crack a smile, snap out of it, knock them dead are all sound advice. Yes, I hope we take this advice with us for the rest of the day. And please join us again tomorrow. We stream every day at noon Eastern time, so May will be with you tomorrow. I will be back on Saturday with a Saturday Stumper crossword. So if you want something that's brutally hard, then come to the Saturday stream. They're always a good time, and bring May the same energy you brought me to tomorrow on her stream. In the meantime, also do check out Arkadium.com. They put out awesome crosswords like this one, lots of other games as well. You cannot be bored if you go to Arkadium.com. Thank you so much, everybody. I had fun today. See you soon.